few months ago I did a little video talking about Drambuie and why I think it's actually worth people's attention, and people really liked that video as it turns out, so I thought it would be fun to look at what else Drambuie do, because as it turns out, they're not a one-trick pony. They do this as well, this tiny little bottle that you probably can't see. This is a bottle of Drambuie 15-year-old. And you probably sat there being like, what? They age Drambuie? They don't age Drambuie, no. What they do is they make Drambuie with 15-year-old Speyside whisky with this. I've never tried this before. I didn't even know it existed until about 2 years ago. It turns out it's been on the market for about a decade now. And if you thought regular Drambuie didn't sell particularly well, then this stuff... They haven't even bothered going with the new design. I don't know if that means that this is just a really old bottle, or they just went, it's not worth our time, lads, don't worry about it, just keep selling it. It's a niche product, just keep selling it. I've heard good things about this. One of the notable things about this, liqueurs, they're normally on the lower end anyway, normally like, 30%, 20%, some go as low as, 12 or something like that. Drambuie is already unusual in that it's 40%. It's one of a select few liqueurs that are, full strength. This is even stronger. This is 43%. So we're almost getting into the territory of like boutique whiskey kind of bottling strengths. This is up there with Ben Romac's standard bottle strength. I think they're all 43s as well. I'm not a walking, talking encyclopedia. For that, there are many better options. Basically, I'm saying, I don't know why you watch me either, but hey-ho, lockdown's been an interesting time, hasn't it? Made exclusively with 15-year-old Speyside malt whiskies. Produced and bottled in Scotland, the spirit lives on. And there's a lovely barcode on the back. Lovely dark green bottle. I don't know if that's maybe hinting at the kind of Speyside whisky that's going into that. I would doubt it's Glenfiddich, because those two don't have anything to do with each other. It doesn't announce what Speysides go into it. Speyside's a big region, it's going to be a massive guessing game at the end of the day. And I suppose ultimately when you're mixing it with honey and spices and all the rest of it, it doesn't that much matter. So we're going to crack on. If I can get the bloody thing open. I always struggle with these, don't I? I'm that pathetically weak. I should quickly talk about the glass as well. This is cute, isn't it? I don't remember how I got this. It was either a charity shop find or an auction. I don't remember which. It is a Courvoisier espresso cup. I've no idea either. I'd quite like to have a time machine and go back in time to like a lot of like marketing meetings on stuff like this and just be like, are you okay? What's this got to do with anything? Maybe they had like a drive a few years ago to put cognac in coffee or something, I don't know. But one thing I can say actually, ooh. Nosing that straight off the bat, if I was blindfolded, I would not say that's a liqueur. It's got beautiful, fruity, papaya, pear, fresh apple notes. There is a bit of honey in there, but it's more like a note of honey that you'd get off of whiskey as opposed to, oh, I'm smelling honey right now. You know what I mean? There is a difference. And now that it's opening up a little bit, there is more kind of like that Drambuie signature, but it's more muted. It's more in favour of the whiskey than the sugar and the spices. There is a very delicate spice element. It's almost a hint of perfume. Another like clove and vanilla kind of a thing as well. I've had whiskies with less complex noses than this, haven't I? And a lot of that is recorded for posterity, so you can go back and check me on that. Ooh, I'm looking forward to this now. All right, cool. Let's give this a go. Ooh, fascinating. Send a little tingle down my spine. That's really good. It's fucking delightful. Seriously, that's absolutely lovely. Somebody commented fairly recently, I think it was on one of the Hendrix videos, telling me off that I swear too much. I'll say what I've damn well please, thank you. That's absolutely delightful. Let me actually pick out some notes for you rather than just say, hey, this is nice. Butterscotch, vanilla, honey, obviously. Clove, cardamom. It's reminding me a little bit of like za'atar. It's like a herb and spice blend. You can get it in supermarkets now. It's not that, you know, fancy anymore. Although it really is a blend of spice and herbs ever fancy, or have you just never heard of it? It's a fine line, isn't it? A nectary, pollen-y kind of an element to it. Kind of like, okay, this is going to be one of those ones where you're just kind of like, are you alright? Did anyone ever used to pick fuchsias and like suckle on them? Was that just me and a select few kids in my neighbourhood? You're probably going to be now saying like, oh, that's hella poisonous, that can cause like long-term brain damage or something. In which case a 1,000-piece jigsaw has suddenly fallen into place, I think. There's a lot of like honeyed pineapple, mango, apples, something a little bit biscuity to it as well. There's this, it's reminding me a little bit like an apple flan. There's like a baked pastry element, and then the crisp fruit, and then like a sugar element as well. No one thing dominates the rest. If I had a criticism with normal Drambuie, it would be that it is a bit sweet. It's a bit too much for some people. Not everybody can handle that heavy sweetness that it's got. This is way more balanced. It's more in favour of the whiskey as well. So it's like you just kind of like stuck a little bit of like of honey in your whiskey and stirred it up and called it a day. It's close to like a really well crafted sweet whiskey cocktail as opposed to a much stickier liqueur. It tastes really grown up. I mean, obviously it is grown up, it's got alcohol in it, but you get what I mean. That's effing tremendous. It's lovely and bright. It's sweet without being too sweet. It's also not got too much of a bite to it from the whiskey. The whiskey itself is actually obviously quite a good quality whiskey component in there. I'm thoroughly enjoying that. I would do everything you would do with normal Drambuie if you have less of a sweet tooth. Or I'd just sip it neat. That's actually just really good to have as is. Doesn't even really need ice, to be honest. That was Drambuie 15. Let me know down below. Did you know Drambuie do something else? It surprised the hell out of me when I first saw it. I was like, wait, what's that? That looks like a bottle of Drambuie, but it doesn't. What? What? I also find it quite funny in an age where more whiskies are going for no age statements. This liqueur is like, now I'm going to go with an age statement. I'm going to go against the curve. Has it worked out for them? Probably not, but you know what? They've made a banging liqueur and more people should buy it. I think it's like 30 quid on Amazon. Sounds a bit steep, but I mean, it's good. It's well made, it's good, and it'll keep. Because I mean, are you going to be drinking Drambuie every night? That sounds like a radical life improvement, actually. I could totally go for that. Thumb this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more booze-related content, or just kind of slowly watch these daffodils dying in front of your eyes with each passing episode. That'd be fun, right? If you also feel like supporting the channel, there are links down below to my Patreon, and you can also join the channel as a member and you get perks with both options. For now though, I'll say thank you very much for watching, and do join me next time where I'll be drinking something else. I don't know why I just did the little rimmer salute there. That was weird.